In today's world, you can't think of Christmas without thinking of Frank Capra's movie, It's a Wonderful Life. I was lucky. I interviewed Frank Capra by phone and was one of the last to do so before he died. Capra told me that when he told Jimmy Stewart about his plans for the movie, things didn't go well at first.
We knew we were going to get a pretty good picture. That's about all we knew. You see, that was the first picture that I had made since I'd been 5 years away, in the Army. And Jimmy Stewart had been 5 years away in the Army. And we both were scared to death, that we'd forgotten how to make a picture.
But Capra's biggest difficulty was to explain to Jimmy Stewart that it was a kind of ghost story.
I tried to tell the story to Jimmy Stewart, and right in the middle of it, at the beginning, right in the middle of it, it went right out the window. Angel coming down and all that kind of stuff. It sounded really, not from this world.
But Frank Capra did make It's a Wonderful Life, and it contains some of the strongest imageries of any movie he's ever made.
Your brother, Harry Bailey, broke through the ice and was drowned at the age of 9.
That's a lie. Harry Bailey went to war. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor. He saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. You see, George, you really had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away?
And then, of course, that great scene where Jimmy Stewart faces off against Mr. Potter.
Just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book. I'm talking about the building and loan.
And in supporting roles, Lionel Barrymore as a kind of Scrooge, Donna Reed, Thomas Mitchell, Beulah Bondi, Ward Bond, and Frank Phelan. And, of course, lovable Henry Travers. Frank Capra crafted a movie that will always be fresh and new. It didn't do well at the box office. Post-War II audiences didn't want fairy tales. But the fairy tale Frank Capra produced will always be remembered.
Please, God, let me live again.
To my big brother George, the richest man in town.
Something is happening throughout the world where, that it can't be all bad, or it can't be all good, but it can't be all bad. They're like this picture.
Merry Christmas. I'm Dennis Daly.
Something is happening throughout the world where, that it can't be all bad, or it can't be all good, but it can't be all bad. They're like this picture.